Namaste. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Now, listen up. Before I get involved and talk about this week's cosmic vibes, I'm going to remind you guys that on May the 30th, Thursday, at 12 noon Mountain Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm going live right here on YouTube and doing some clairvoyant psychic readings. And I'm going to be talking about what's going on, like the current events and on all of this thing. So, in order to get a free reading by me, you have to be tuned in on the live show. Or you can book a reading with me, soulworkwithjenny.com. Depends on what you guys want. So, now listen. This week's cosmic vibes, like the 17th to the 24th, this can be a very changing breakthrough week for you guys, especially for those of you who have been like really struggling with things. You know, we all go through our ups and downs in life and such like that. And you're going to find that this week you're going to be reflecting back and saying, I got to start focusing on me now. I have to start focusing more, let's say, like in the physicality, right? You might be like, you know what, I've talked about making certain changes, like, with your appearance, with maybe how I'm dressing, with maybe if you guys want to like gain some weight, get some muscle weights going up, or some losing some weight, or maybe some of you guys are getting dental work or like cosmetology, all of that stuff. You're going to find that this is a week when you're going to really be making these changes. And also, not only just that, this is the huge week of healing, you know, past life healing, ancestral healing, certain traumatic experiences that you have been through. Like we all go through these experiences, but what you're also going to find is it's going to go back even more so to even another lifetime. So it's like letting certain people go. Let's say if you're like, you know what, that was my person, that was my soulmate, or, this is very karmic, or this is very toxic. Like, why isn't my relationship working, or my job not working, or, maybe it's like a business contact or a friendship, or like whatever it is. This is going to be a week when you're letting go more and more and more. And it might be a little bumpy and emotional because we have the full moon on the 23rd in Sagittarius. We'll talk about that in a moment, right? We also have a master number date on the 18th of May. You're going to find that you're going to start believing in yourself more. That could be the day when you're like, you know what? I'm going to book that appointment. I'm going to book that class. I'm going to start taking, Pilates. I'm going to sign up to, run a marathon. I'm going to, sign up to do yoga, like whatever it is. Or maybe some of you are like, you know what, I got to book in and get that physical done with my doctor, my yearly physical, or like whatever it is. All right. So really pay attention on the 18th. It can bring some surprises to you as well, like unexpected surprises and such like that. So be really, really open. Be really open. This healing also, by the way, you're going to find that even your animals, like I'm also an animal communicator. So I'll read into your animals that have passed on and also your animals that are here physically with us. They will also be going through a healing themselves. Maybe some of your animals have just had surgery or in healing stage as well. Or, you might find that some of your animals might want to run more, because the energy affects us all. Maybe some of you are still healing from, your animal that's passed. I mean, for me, honestly, it's been very, very difficult, difficult of healing for me. I've like almost, like gotten another dog because the healing's been very painful for me with the loss of my dog, Bella. Right? Jenny will ship that dog to you, or there's a dog that needs to be rehomed. Like I tell you, it's been like, my friend, one of my best friends, Bruce, he's on the aisle and he goes like, Jenny, no, you need to this, and I'm like, I'll send him a photo. Bruce, look at this dog. Like, he needs to be rehomed. And Jenny, you're going to fly that dog in, right? Like all of these things, but it's part of, like, for me, my healing as well. For those of you who are an animal person, how painful it is to lose an animal, right? Even though I connect and talk with Bella every day, right? Which is amazing. And however, it's still very painful and heartbreaking, right? So she was my sidekick. So, it's like, just take it easy on yourself as you're going through healing and letting go from certain traumas and situations. You got to be really gentle on yourself. You got to show yourself kindness, before making a rash decisions like I almost did. Believe me, I've contacted so many different people. Oh yeah, what, talking about their dogs or their puppies or whatever. I get flooded in with all of these messages. Of course I do, because I've sent out that energy, right? So be gentle on yourself. Start writing down the positives and the negatives, with everything. So this week can be really life changing. It can really heal yourself. You're going to be letting go of certain situations that you're feeling stuck in, that you're like, this is restricting me. Like, no matter what it is, right? No matter what it is. Like, I actually found a place to move to out of the province here of Alberta. They're like, they welcomed me with open arms. Jenny, yeah, sure, come. It was one of the places I've been having my eyes on for a while out in British Columbia. They had no problem qualifying me at all. We're here in Alberta. Sorry, no, you don't qualify. No, 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 no. So I sent a message out to one of the properties in BC, just, hey, what is your qualifications? Like, here in Calgary, you have to make 3 times the amount of rent. The average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment is $2,000. It's insane. It's insanity. So you have to at least make minimum $6,000 a month times 12, right? So I'm just saying. So it's like, and I stepped back and I'm like, wow, I just manifested everything I wanted, even the dog I wanted too. But I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Let's just kind of tune back. You know what I mean? Let's just really absorb this. And there's still a few things I need to get done here, right? Before I move on and such like that, for just various reasons. So this is what I'm talking about. This week, you're going to be healing and letting go and seeing things more clearly. You're going to understand why things didn't happen the way it did and such like that. Right. So even today, like on the 17th, you're going to still find that there's going to be some breakthroughs. You're going to find also that your true self is coming out more. You're going to be very authentic with what you're doing. It's so important to be yourself, be authentic. I've stressed that out for many years. Why would you be somebody you're not? Be authentic, be yourself. You'll attract your right soul tribe to you. Your right soul tribe will accept you with loving arms unconditionally, right? When your mind really starts to conflict with decisions, you're not tuning in and listening to your soul. So I know exactly what I'm doing on the 17th, right? And I'm very grateful for the opportunity, I must say. So, maybe I'll share that with you, when it's up, but maybe I won't, right? The right people will find it and come across it, right? So now this is the week where we have that full moon as well. We have the full moon in Sagittarius on the 23rd. Don't have any surgery that day either, you guys, if possible, right? So if you look back even into the new moon from the 7th and 9th of May, you're going to even see more things coming with what you worked on then or what you did on the full moon. Like, it was actually the day of the new moon. I went and got new glasses. These are my old ones, of course, are all scratched up. So I probably will be getting in my new glasses realistically around the 23rd is my guess, right? Not that I'm in any rush, because I'm not, but look back on what you were doing that day. What were you going through? What was happening? If you guys have made new plans, if you set some goals, no matter what it is, if you're still in that healing zone, you'll continue that this week. So you're going to be really reflecting back on that. And, you're going to be finding, even it might be an easier full moon to you. Like full moons, it can bring in the emotions a lot higher, of course, like a certain little thing, it can expand it with emotions times 100, because we're all sensitive. Like I'm very sensitive and very empathetic. So I get affected right away from the full moon and such like that. So it's a really, really good day to even manifest, write down what you want to manifest. Be careful what you're wishing for. You can't force anything. You can't push anything. If you do, it won't work with you. It will not work with you, right? Think of yourself, allow things to happen naturally, work towards your goals. And even what seeds that you're planting right now during this full moon, by the way, you're going to see these results coming in the autumn, in the fall, right? Like I'm going to be doing something big this week for myself, that I've needed to do for quite some time, right? And I'm like, okay, you know what? Actually, in the autumn or the fall, that would make perfect sense, when what I'm going to be working on, I'm going to see more of the results then, right? So write down your intentions, little goals, big goals, and such like that. It's because what you do on a day-to-day basis will determine your future. Don't be hard on yourself, right? Like the big goals are going to take longer, of course. The little goals, it's like, okay, like even on my vision board, I've crossed off a few things I've already done, that's already happened, that I've manifested and created. Where the bigger goals, I've actually, manifested and had it handed to me pretty much what I wanted to manifest. But then I'm like, let me just hold back, because I don't feel it's the right time yet for just reasons, right? I already know what those reasons are myself. Um, there's a lot of goodbyes yet with certain people here, that I know are going to be passing, that I want to be here for before I venture out and move away. So a lot of things come to the surface for you, right? This full moon, full moons, new moons, and stuff like that, people are even passing even more. Even your animals get really affected from this energy. It affects them. It affects different parts of our body as well. The 17th, you might find that, like my pancreas is a little out, my digestive system. You might find that, like, if you're eating, like, let's say spicy foods, you normally eat spicy foods, you might find that day, wow, that didn't sit really well. And that's with your animals as well, different planetary alignments and such, like the 18th to the 20th. You might find that your kidneys are a little off, your bladder and veins and skin, might be a little bit, I don't know, right? It depends, like I'm saying. So, I've had calls or like messages from people, gee, Jeni, like, God, my skin, like, why am I so itchy? Like, what's going on? It's where the planets are. Like these major solar flares that I've been talking about for years and such. We just had one of the biggest ones last weekend, which has brought and manifested things very quickly, which has, can cause your body to kind of go off. You can be like, wow, I'm not sleeping. I'm like just feeling irritated. Like all of these things, major breakthroughs and things can come from that. It can also disrupt weather patterns as well. Just be careful. This is a water year for those of you who swim. Just really be extra careful. Don't go alone, because there could be a lot more drownings this year. There's water accidents, all of those things. You'll have to watch my predictions videos, to get more details on that. So the 20th, we are in Gemini season. Happy birthday, my fellow Geminis. You might even be finding that you're more drawn to do research that day. You're going to be like, I want to look into this more. Like if I'm going to be working on things, or I will do my research on it, write all the good things and the not so good things and such like that. And always go by what you feel resonates with you. What feels right for you? Always, no matter what. The 19th of May, happy birthday to my dad. He's passed on many years ago now, but May 19th, it is a special day for me for many, many reasons. Not only was it my dad's birthday. Usually on the 19th, it's a good day for me. Many things happen for me that are really good. Like happy birthday, Tom, as well. Aloha, right? So it's just really embrace that day. There could be some really, really big things that are coming to you, and you might even feel that day where your body is really at. Like, make sure that you're giving yourself extra time to do some stretches, because you might even find that day like your muscles might be a little bit more tense. It's like your neck, right? Like, really kind of stretch your neck. We have Venus energy around that time. So you might even be finding it's a day of self-love for you even more so. When was the last time you thanked your body, right? Thank you, stomach, for being there for me. Thank you to my legs that keep me walking. I have such a beautiful heart. Thank you for keep ticking every day. Things like that. That very well could be the day where you might gonna be like, I want to take care of me today in whatever way that is. Maybe I'm gonna paint my nails that day. Maybe I'm gonna get a spa. Maybe I'm gonna, like, give myself like a deep hair conditioning that day. Maybe I'm gonna go get my hair cut that day and get a different style, or because this is when you're gonna be wanting to shift and change your appearance this week as well, right? Because as you're going through this healing, this ancestral healing, and things that you really want to break free of, especially physically, you're going to be letting go more. Maybe there's certain toxic, like patterns and habits. Like, I'm an emotional eater myself. I pick up on so much energy. I'll grab a bag of Cheetos, let's say, and then I'm like, I don't want those Cheetos. It's just that emotion. So it's like just trying to write down, okay, what are you having that emotion over? Like with me, it's been my dog Bella, right? Of course, that I'm still grieving her and heartbroken. And after what that store did to me here in Calgary, where I bought her from, that puppy mill, the store that sells dogs here in Calgary, they even with her condition, with her seizures, the owners were like, you must have got that video from the internet, Jeni. We don't believe that's your dog. Really? That's how she died. That's what took her out in the end, was her seizures nonstop, right? Plus many other medical issues. So there's many things going on this week, right? Really pay attention to where your body is at. You might be showing yourself a lot more empathy this week as well. And compassion. Have some compassion towards yourself. And you might even find that you're even under pressure a little bit more this week. I want to make this change. I want to make this change, right? Because your soul's going to help push you in the right direction. Because sometimes whenever we get really, really under pressure, that's your soul saying, you know what, we're putting this pressure under you because we want you to walk towards your destiny. We want you to be happy. We want you to feel more at peace, right? We're all God's children, of course, don't forget, right? So this week for you, it's going to be very changing. The 20th and 21st, you could also see more of your soul's purpose, your soul's destiny. Sometimes we don't realize the work that we are doing because we just do it. So you might find that with your jobs, let's say, your boss is like, you know what? You're doing an awesome job. I just want to thank you for, like everything you're doing or whatever that is. Or maybe a friend will reach out and say, you know what? I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you and I'm very grateful for you. Or, whatever it is, really pay attention to that and really pay attention, because new doors can really open up for you that day. Even the weekend, the 18th, like to the 20th, new opportunities could present itself to you. Certain things you're working on, and all of a sudden you get a message from somebody, hey, we'd like you to join in with our group. You know what? We want to give you that promotion. Or, you know what? We're going to give you this gift. I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you a promotion. Or would you like to do this? Or we're inviting you to be a part of that. Really pay attention to that. Really pay attention to that. And your dreams, especially the 20th, 21st, when you wake up in the morning, write down your dreams, because there's messages in our dreams. So you might be like, I don't know what that means or whatever, and I would keep a notepad, by your night table beside your bed or wherever you sleep. And, start writing down. I mean, I decipher dreams, and I tell you what the message is and so on, of course, right? So really pay attention to what your dreams are showing you and such like that. You know, there's very, you know, like profound messages in it. You might have some of your loved ones coming in to see you, right? Your animals, your guides, or you might be showing bits and pieces of your future. And also pay attention to, you could wake up and see like, oh my God, that dream was a nightmare. Like really pay attention to those nightmares, because, you know, when we go into that fear, it, you know, it holds in our mind. So you could be having a dreams of what you're afraid of. And then you wake up thinking, oh my God, what I was afraid of, it's going to happen. This is, slow down. It shows you where your mind is at. Excuse me. So you might even find on the 24th, your sleep is still a little bit off because we have that full moon in Sag. So that full moon, you know, even just like those solar flares, solar storms and such. Yeah. How many of you guys were waking up in all hours of the night and not getting back to sleep, right? You're hot one minute, you're cold another. It's ascension time with your body and so on with the planet. So you might find on the 24th, you know, there's that like that full moon hangover and such, the after effects, right? The hangover from the full moon. You know, you might also be finding that you're going to be more artistic that day, more creative. Really pay attention to when you start getting ideas in with what you want to change, no matter if it's with your body, no matter if it's with like your work that you're doing, your projects. Maybe some of you are creating a new website, or you're writing, or you're revamping, or whatever it is that you're doing. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine and he's like, Jenny, you know, I have this idea, what I want to add on to my vehicle. He's got an old vehicle. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not somebody into cars. I have a car, yes, but you know, he's like, you know, I have all of these ideas what I'd like to do. And I'm like, then do it. Follow your passion. When you are following your passions, that's your soul saying, hey, you know, we all are old souls. Most of us are. You know, that's why I do past life akashic record readings as well, because I tell you why you're here, what you're clearing, what's going on, how to utilize that and break through those blocks and so on. So you're still the same soul. You just came back into this lifetime being a male or female, born into your family, culture, or country, wherever it is you're from, right, on your own journey, you know, clearing and resolving past karmic situations. That's why you can't run from it. You have to resolve and clear and heal past life karmic situations. And this week, you're going to find that you're going to be healing even more, like I just talked about. It can be a huge breakthrough week for you, a major, major life change. Your life has been changing for quite some time, especially with worldwide events. You know, we're taking our power back and so on. I'm not even going to talk about that because it's, we'll keep it positive, right? You can catch my rant and rave on Twitter. I'm just saying, so work with Jen. So anyways, now I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the collective. Now, when somebody books a reading with me, I'm clairvoyant. I don't use cards at all. I can read energy in seconds. So, however, because we are doing this collectively, I'm going to pull a card, what the messages from the universe has for you. So let me know if these cards really connect with you. So I've cleared these cards before I even started this video, and it's really important that you clear them, because if not, it just brings your energy into this. So, or whoever else used them. So I clear my cards before I use them, because it's like, okay, what energy and message does spirit have for you, the universe have for you, right? So if I read you personally, what message I'm going to say now, it very well could be completely different, because I read your energy and your lifetimes and your soul and so on and so on and so on. So it's between me and you personally. This is collectively with the cards. So keep that in mind, right? So now what is the message from the spirit world from the 17th to the 24th of May? Like we're already like inches away from June. Like where's this year gone? You know, this is a universal 8 year, so it's been a very fast year. Year of the Dragon too, huge manifesting. I've manifested a few things, and then I'm like, I know there's a few things I got to resolve yet, like I'm saying, that are happening right now. When certain people are going to be passing, I want to be here for many reasons, because they're very dear friends of mine. And there's something else going on too, so I'm not going to go on about that. The 17th to the 24th of May, what is the energy and message from the cosmic world, universal land? What is the cosmic message from the 17th to the 24th? Okay, all righty then. So this is very, very, very cool, actually. The energy, the card that fell down, by the way, is called Lilith. This is a card about power. Power. As you are healing, your power starts coming back. Whenever we're healing, we can be more vulnerable. Like all of these dogs, I'm like, oh my gosh. And my friend says, Jeni, are you just wanting to go run out there and save these animals and be that mama bear and heal them and take care of them? And I'm like, well, yeah, right. Of course I do. Most of my animals have been rescues. Most of them are, and he's like, Jeni, I know that. However, let's look at the facts now. Let's look at things right now. Right. So as you're healing, you're taking your power back. So if it's from a toxic relationship, if it's from a toxic job, past traumas, no matter what it is, whenever we get triggered, it really affects us, our nervous system. So that's why when it affects our nervous system, we can go into fear mode, anxiety, we can start, like crying and like more emotional and all of that stuff. Of course. However, when that happens, take that moment to pause, start writing down what you're feeling, what's going on, ignore messages, ignore all of that, take some time out for you to come to terms with that first before anything. And then just kind of visualize, it's just like, that was the past. That happened to me in the past. It doesn't mean that this new relationship, let's say, is going to be the same. It doesn't mean that this new job opportunity is going to be the same, or pet, or like whatever it is, right? That's opening new doors for yourself. So it's really important to heal, reflect what has happened in your past before you can jump into something new. Because if not, you're bringing past your emotional baggage and energy into a new relationship, into a new job, or like whatever it is. So it's like, what, that was the past. That's the past where lessons are learned. That is the past where, especially if it's a death, right? We all heal in our own way. And healing is a process. You're letting go of a toxic relationship, right? Like no matter what it is, just be really, really gentle on yourself. Be really gentle, because whenever our nervous system is damaged, it's like it's frozen, and it's very difficult to heal. There's steps and such like that as well that we can work through and everything as well, right? So let's pull a card here. Let's pull a card from the crystals, the land of the crystals, especially with this week being like the full moon. For those of you who have crystals, make sure you put them outside so the energy of the full moon can really like cleanse it and bring its power back and energy and such, or leave them on like a window seal, let's say, where the moon energy is coming through. It's almost like when your batteries are low and then you recharge it, like your phone, right? Your battery's low, so you recharge it. So it's like that with your crystals as well. So I love my crystals, love my crystals. So what is the message from our Atlantean Lemurian crystals? The message from our crystals from the 17th to the 24th. 17th to the 24th. So crystals to use and utilize. Now, always go by whatever you're personally drawn to yourself, right? Because that's your energy and the vibration of your soul saying, we're really drawn to this energy. We're really drawn to you know, that frequency and such like that. So that's why the crystal I might like and the crystal you might like might not be the same, of course, obviously, right? So the card that fell down here is Engelite. Support is all around you. Absolutely. So as you're going through healing this week and letting go and so on and so on, you know, don't keep your emotions to yourself. Don't, you know, like we all, I mean, I have a lot of strength, you know, myself and courage and all of these things. And I deal with 90, 97% of the things on my own. I honestly do. However, right, there's certain times and I'm like, you know, this is what's going on. Like, you know, what would your suggestion be? Like my friend Bruce, let's say, I've been like texting him every day, Bruce, Jeni moved to the island. Come on, right? I've known him since I was a teenager. He's a really, really good friend of mine. So, but you know, it's like there's help out there when you need it. You can always book a reading with me and I can give you some more clarity and insights and different tips, of course, how to work through these things and why that has happened. You know, the reason behind it, if it's past life, you know, has it come back up to the surface now for some ancestral clearing and healing that needs to happen and so on, right? And so on and so on. So just be really gentle. And it's kind of cool because if you look at this card with this crystal, it looks like a full moon, doesn't it? Right? I'm just saying, it looks like a full moon. And we have that full moon in Sag. So, you know, whatever you're drawn to, go that direction with crystals. Always, always. So let's find out what cards we can talk with. Okay, what deck is this one? What deck is that one? Okay, so let's gravitate towards this deck. What is the message here from the universe? Universal message, the 17th, the 24th. Wow. Oh, now, surprise, surprise. You know, there's no coincidences, I tell you. So the card that fell down here is the swan. The swan is all about beauty and grace. Look at that. Now, didn't I not talk about this is a real physical week? Right? You could get your hair changed. You could get a haircut. You could change your color. You could be changing your clothing the way your style is. Maybe some of you are getting some cosmetic surgery done. You know, like whatever it is, right? Maybe some of you guys are building more muscle, or maybe you're going to go to the gym and work out a lot more. Whatever it is, really pay attention and see how this woman is blindfolded. It's like, you know, I have to trust the process. I need some help. You know, I've been healing and going through all of these traumatic times and such like that. And I'm really now open to embrace you know, my physical side, that I need some healing with this or this or that. Maybe some of you guys are, you know, getting some supplements and such like that, or changing your diet and your routine, whatever it is. This is very physical. So wow, what a very physical, beautiful card, especially from the swan. You know, swans are grace. I used to see swans all the time when I lived in Ireland, right? You know, going down the canal and such like that. And my Irish Wolfhound McTavish, I'd be walking him along the water. And yeah, I have photos of it actually when there's this beautiful swan, like literally, like there's McTavish right there. And the swan is inches away from him, and everything was so peaceful and quiet. I was more worried about McTavish trying to run after the swan. I mean, mind you, he was on his leash, right? But he was so calm. He was so calm, just kind of taking it all in, right? So allow your beauty to come through with ease and don't put yourself down. Like maybe you guys will be talking more with your body this week, right? You know, like you know, what body parts do you guys like? Like what body parts do you like most about yourself? Right? We all criticize our bodies in many different ways. What's the best feature you guys like? Right? It could be your hands, it could be your hair, it could be your eyes, it could be your legs, it could like whatever it is, right? You know, be talk to your body, talk to your body, right? So now what's the message here from the 17th to the 24th? What is the message from the 17th to the 24th on the screen? Message here from the 17th, 24th, 17th. Progress. Progress. Now, this is an interesting card because this little girl, like you're going to be healing your inner child too, by the way. That's anything of healing nature. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's a big healing week. Here's this inner girl, as I call it, inner goddess, inner wisdom with butterfly wings. Butterfly represents transformation. How many of you have been seeing butterflies? You might see a lot more butterflies this week. Let me know if you guys have seen any butterflies this week. Butterflies could be from your loved ones or your friends that have passed on. You know, I've been, like people are like, oh my gosh, Jenny, I just had a butterfly land on my hand or my head or my shoulder or something. And I'm like, yes, really pay attention to that energy, right? Just kind of go within, be very calm and ask yourself, or you can gently say out loud, who is this? Is this you, mom? Is this you, dad? Is this you, whoever it is? And be very, very calm. I always think, the animals, that come around me, let's say, I'm like, thank you for that message and so on. So butterflies, very transforming. Make sure that, just write down little things and that you're hearing and experiencing no matter what. Maybe some of you are going to be like, you know what, I have to heal in this area and this area and that area. Start writing it down. You can make a vision board specifically, let's say, for what you want to heal within yourself. Vision board. Oh, I want to change my hair. Write it down. I'm drawn to changing it to this color or to that style or length or whatever. Maybe some of you guys want to, getting into like hair extensions. Maybe some of, for you guys who've lost some hair, maybe you're going to get some hair implants. Like anything is possible this week, and nobody has the right to judge anyone at all, no matter what. You truly don't know that person's journey, what they have gone through, what they are currently experiencing and going through as well. So please be gentle on yourself. Make some comments. And how many of you are going to join me live here on YouTube Thursday, May 30th at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific to get a reading done by me? And we're going to talk about a lot of other things as well. So make sure you tune in and listen up to that. You can watch the last predictions video I did last month. It was like royal predictions I was doing, plus readings and so on with the zodiac signs and everything. So tune in, you guys, or you can book a reading with me, soulworkwithjeni.com. Please like my channel, like the video, make some comments, share my content. It really helps my channel. I'm trying to get it up to monetize and see what happens. We'll just see what happens. And surrender it to spirit. And if not, then that'll be it. Right? So anyways, you guys, have an amazing week. Be gentle on yourself. It's a life-changing week for you, especially physically, healing and so on. And I will talk to you all again. Namaste.